Okay, so this lesson we are starting to have a look at what fractions are. Okay, and our learning intention is to represent fractions on a number line and shade different fractions of shapes. Okay, so before we start having a look at some examples, there are some key terms that are important to understand before we start. So a numerator is the top part of the fraction. Okay, so if I have, for example, my fraction I'm going to refer to when I'm explaining all of these terms is going to be 1 over 4. Okay, so the numerator is the top part of the fraction, so the 1. Okay, and it tells you how many parts, sorry that's bad, how many parts are selected from the total. So it means that whatever it is that my fraction is representing, so let's say it's a pizza, the top number tells me how many pieces I've selected or maybe I've eaten, and the bottom number tells me how many pieces my whole has been cut into. Okay, and that bottom number is your denominator, and it tells you how many parts a whole is divided into. So, as I said, if I have a pizza, a nice round pizza like that, and I decide I'm going to cut it into 4 pieces. Okay, that's the 4. And I've eaten 1 piece. That's my 1. Okay, so 1 out of a total of 4. Okay, so numerator is that top one, denominator is the bottom. So denominator is the total number of pieces, and numerator is the number of pieces that have been selected. Alright, now 2 types of fractions we're looking at, proper fractions and improper fractions. A proper fraction is when the numerator, so the top number, is smaller than the denominator. Okay, so a proper fraction would be, for example, the 1 over 4. Okay, an improper fraction is when the numerator is larger than the denominator. So it might be 5 over 4. Okay, so if a proper fraction means that is less than 1 whole, so 1 piece out of a pizza that is cut into quarters is less than a whole pizza, whereas 5 pieces of a pizza that's cut into quarters, well, it means I've dipped into my second pizza. Okay, so it's greater than a whole being your whole pizza. Alright, and those will make more sense once we have a look at lots of examples. Now, we can represent positive and negative fractions on a number line. So this number line, in the example here, shows the whole numbers from -2 to 2. Each unit has then been divided equally into 4 segments, therefore creating quarters. Okay, so if we start at 0, and we're looking at our whole numbers, I'm just going to highlight them. So 0 being, we've got 1, we have 2, we have -1 on that side, and we have -2 on that side. And what we've done is we've portioned out this number line into quarters. Okay, so if you have a look, we've got 1 quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters, 4 quarters. Now 2 quarters is the same as a half. It's midway between 0 and 1. And 4 quarters, 4 over 4 is the same as 1. Okay, then we keep going. 5 quarters, 6 quarters, 7 quarters, 8 quarters. Well, that's the same as 2. 4 goes into 8 2 times. Okay, and that repeats on the other side. Okay, so whole numbers can be represented as fractions. So for example, 2 is 8 over 4. 4 over 4 is 1. So what you look at is how many times the denominator can go into the numerator. And that'll tell you how what that whole number is. Okay, so it says on the number line above, we see that 1 is the same as 4 over 4. And 2 is the same as 8 over 4. Okay, and we'll have a look at converting between proper and improper fractions more in future lessons. But just so that you're aware of how they fall on the number line. Okay, so let's have a look at some examples. It says, into how many pieces has the whole pizza been divided? So this pizza has been cut up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. How many pieces have been selected? So shaded, 1, 2, 3. In simplest form, when representing the shaded fraction of the pizza, what is the denominator? So the denominator is your bottom number. How many pieces are in total? So 8. What will the numerator be? So the shaded parts, 3. So write the amount of pizza selected would be 3 over 8. Okay? Alright, next question says, represent the fractions 3 over 5 and 9 over 5 on a number line. Okay, so starting off with a line. We don't have any negatives, so we can just worry about starting at 0. So I'm going to start at 0 here. Now, because the numerator is 5, I know that my whole numbers have been cut into 5 portions. So 1, 3, 4, and then they're obviously meant to be evenly spaced. This would be 5 over 5, which is 1. Okay, meaning that this is 1 over 5, 2 over 5, 3 over 5, 4 over 5. That 5 is... Okay, keep going. 6 over 5, so we're going to improper. 7 over 5, 8 over 5, 9 over 5, 10 over 5. So because 5 goes into 10 twice, that's my whole number 2. Okay, so I'll make those holes a little bit bigger. Alright, so it says represent the fractions 3 over 5 and 9 over 5 on the number line. So just showing that 3 over 5 is there and 9 over 5 is there, and just showing where they fall. Okay, I might just colour that 0 and so it's nice and bold as well. Alright, so always cut up between your whole numbers using that bottom denominator. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and it falls on the 5th. Alright, last example says represent the fraction 3/4 in 3 different ways using a square divided into 4 equal regions. So I need to draw 4 squares to begin with. Okay, so there's my square, and I'm going to cheat and copy those so I don't have to do it again. Okay, so you can do this in a whole range of ways. Okay, so you might get different answers to me, that's fine. Alright, so I'm going to cut my square. The first time I'm going to cut it is just a real obvious, like this, into just straight quarters. They're meant to be even. Okay, and then I need to represent 3/4, so I need to colour 3 or shade out of the 4. Okay, and that shows you 3 out of 4. I've got to cut it in another way, so I might this time go diagonally across, because these are 4. And when you're talking about fractions, those 4 parts need to be even. Okay, so these are even, equal in size. So colour 3, 1, 2, 3. So that's 3/4 again. And my last one, I'm just saying a little bit different. I might cut it in half this way, and then cut it in half there again. Okay, and then again shade 3 equal parts. So 1, 2, and 3, and that's 3/4 again. Okay, so hopefully that helps you with exercise 4C. You need to look at your learning log, look at your allocated colour for this lesson, complete the exercise, mark it, and then upload the evidence of your work to Google Classroom by the end of today. Thank you.